Welcome to the video. We got some bangers to go through. We're gonna go through some news and some charts so you can keep these good stocks on your watch list. So first off, we're going to talk about asset tokenization. It's a big movement right now. We see a lot of big banks participating. BlackRock, for example, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. They're talking about tokenizing assets. This is going to help with different people being able to invest in different assets that are not usually available, and also you can portion the assets. You can transfer the assets faster. This is the next wave. It's going to be a big movement, I believe so, and you got a lot of big names that are backing it and are betting on it as well. So I want to go through some stocks that I think are going to benefit from this news and this movement that's going on right now. I think it's pretty early, so I think it's a good time to get in. If you can get in, at least keep an eye on it for sure. First one I want to go over is DVLT, Data Vault AI. They're a small cap. About a month ago, they were less than $1, so we've had a really big push to the upside. This is one of those companies that are mainly focused on tokenization. So they're in the industry and they're heavily focused in the industry. So I like this company a lot, especially at the price that it's at right now. Friday's close, we were under $2. Now we're at $2.40. We're trading at $2.40 now. So even though it had a big rally up, I still like the great big potential that this company has, and especially since it doesn't have too many competitors besides major banks in the stock market being traded right now. So I like this stock. Although it's had a rally up, I think it has great potential ahead of it. So I wouldn't be scared to invest in it now. I would prefer to buy it under $2, but that's a if situation, because there's no telling if we'll see under $2 again, because it has great momentum right now. It has partnerships with IBM. It's looking to acquire other companies to grow in size. So big bullish on this stock right now. Data Vault, real cheap, doesn't have any options, but you can buy shares. And that's what I like about it, that when the option market opens up, you can participate with the shares. You can cover calls on this company. You can open up contracts. So I see big potential, big bullish on this stock right here, DVLT. Keep it on your watch list. Another one along with this news, this movement that's going on, is Robinhood. And Robinhood, they actually are getting revenue, generating revenue from this in the UK, because the UK has some laws that it passed in Robinhood's favor to be able to accomplish this. And they were advertising when they first opened up to the EU about being able to get shares in OpenAI or SpaceX, things of that nature, things that are private now over here to us. He's able to offer, the CEO, Robinhood, they're able to offer that in portions, in tokens, and not in shares. So it's a movement, it's a new wave, it's very innovative. So I also like Robinhood because they're already generating income from this. And together with that, they're in the predictions markets, which is another innovative market. They tapped into the EU a couple months ago, so those numbers haven't shown up in their reports. So Q3, they're going to have monster Q3, as far as I believe, because those EU numbers, the revenue, the income, the subs, the monthly subscriptions, they're all going to show up on Q3. And that's just going to push it. That's going to cause it to rally. And not only that, they're one of the first ones to tap into these innovative markets, like the tokenization of assets and the prediction markets. So big bullish on this one. Prior video, I had this trend outline, and I also had this buy zone. So this is from the previous video. It did tap into the zone, which was the 120 to 130 zone, and it bounced straight off of it. I like the momentum it has. I would prefer it on the low hundreds if possible. But then again, if you wait on that, you might miss out on that. Where it's at now, I like it nonetheless. Again, do your own research. It's up to you. But in my opinion, I like it as a buy now towards previous highs. And the closer we get to Q3s, the momentum is going to pick up even more so. and I like this to push towards 150, and then break out of that and head towards 200 at some point. But the 150 to 160 range is a pretty realistic range to go towards. So I like Robinhood. I like Robinhood a lot. We're big bullish on Robinhood right now. So another topic I want to touch on, news, major news. We were affected by it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people were affected by it. I have some positions in Robinhood, and Robinhood is one of the things that were affected by this. The Amazon Web Services outage. So AWS is one of the reasons, one of the few reasons that I was bullish on Amazon, or always been bullish on Amazon. This outage, I didn't take it as a good sign, but for some reason we rallied today. We rallied a couple dollars. We went to the upside today for whatever reason. But when I look at the charts, I like where we're at on Amazon. I'll be a little cautious in the short term, but in the long term, this is a monster company as well, doing big things, major things, tapping into the robotics. They're trying to make their own chips. They have the whole e-commerce on a chokehold. So on the charts here, I like this big support that is forming here at this 211. We've seen it bounce off of it, strong to make new highs from previous highs within this uptrend. But what did occur right after that new high within the trend was that we made a new low and a lower high as well, and then we came to see that support again. I'm liking the bounce off of this support, but I would be cautious in the short term because we do have potential to push down a little bit, especially after that big outage. It can show weakness within their systems. And a lot of people they depend on that AWS system, and a lot of people had their networks down for a good while today. So that's bad for business, at least I think so. But nonetheless, I like the chart. Where I would love Amazon to be safe is the break of this 228 towards 230. Anywhere in this range right here, I consider it a great buy towards previous highs, but I'm looking to make new highs within this uptrend that it has formed. And so if it can reclaim this uptrend, then I like it to go make new highs, but obviously previous high is a good take profit zone. So 230 and above, definitely keep this one on your watch list, because if it does pull down any lower, you'll get an opportunity to buy even cheaper. And again, this is another one that's going to have monster Q3 earnings, monster. One of the reasons why is because the numbers from the prime week are going to kick in. They weren't able to show those numbers yet, but there's speculation that they outperformed, that they have record sales, that they did record sales. And this year, I believe, instead of 3 days, it was 4 days, so it was an extension on it. So yeah, I'm expecting big Q3 earnings on this. I'm still bullish on it. I like it where it's at now. If you don't want to risk it, you want to still watch it, you can watch it to push down towards its next support between 200 and 205. But again, if you wait on that and you miss out, you might not be able to get in. I like it at a good buy now. At 230, it's a for sure we're going up. So next one on the list of news that just occurred today was that Walmart announced that they were going to be accepting XRP Ripple payments on their OnePay system. This is big news for them. This alongside with the OpenAI news that they had recently as well, where you can purchase Walmart items straight off of ChatGPT. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but it's innovative, and this is an old school company. They're old school in a lot of ways. Even when you go now, you can't even tap to pay. So I thought they were staying behind, but really they were in the lab working, doing research, and now they're busting out with these new innovative ideas that they're going to implement, like accepting XRP for payments for their items, and also being able to shop Walmart straight out of ChatGPT. So I think this is great bullish news for Walmart. I want to talk about XRP first, because I also think it's big bullish news for XRP. But as a market and also parallel with crypto, we had a big pullback recently. Crypto's still trying to recover from it. The market's already recovering. We had a monster day today to the upside. But On XRP, we see here we have an uptrend that we're channeling in, and we finally hit the bottom here, and we're respecting this bottom greatly. And one thing I like to look out for is these dailies and weekly fair value gaps. There are zones of inefficiencies where we have to tap in to fill orders, and also there's big pool of volume sitting in these zones. So this is a weekly fair value gap that I have marked out here. We see that it came to respect it, not twice, but 3 times. It came in, pushed through it, and came back outside of it. This right here, this zone right here. And it didn't close under it. And the next week, this is a weekly now, the next week it attempted, it went through it, but it held above it again. And this week is doing the same thing. When I see this right here, I see a squeeze forming before a big breakout. Just like this session right here before we had a big breakout. This session right here before we had a big breakout. So I'm expecting a big breakout either to the downside or to the upside, but my bias is to the upside currently. Fair value gap, weekly fair value gap respected. It's a bullish one, but we did form a weekly bear fair value gap, right? So we formed a zone of pool, or a pool of volume liquidity sitting here that we left behind, coming all the way back down to test the bottom of this trend. So with that, what I would like to see to be safe is a close above this. I like to close above these zones just for surety that we're going in a certain direction. So I would like a close above this 281 zone for me to have confirmation or feel more confident that we're going back up. And to be honest, if we sit within, if we continue to channel just like we have within this trend, this uptrend, I expect to go see previous high, which is 365 area, but honestly to push towards the 380, and just $4 being such a big psychological number, I wouldn't be surprised if it made it there, but 360 to 380 would be a good take profit zone. But nonetheless, I like what the way XRP is forming itself, positioning itself to push to the upside, along with Walmart picking it up as a payment option. I think that's great breakthrough news, because you don't really see a lot of these coins, these tokens that sometimes are considered meme coins, especially XRPs, kind of at the bottom under Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are the 2 main ones that a lot of people speak about. But now this gives you clarification that it can be used in the real world, so it can stick around. It can be here to stay and not just fade away like other meme coins. This is a real coin that has real function, and that can actually be an asset to a lot of companies. And Walmart picking it up as a payment option is it's great news for that. So for sure bullish on this. Just keep an eye out on it, because the crypto been getting pushed down, and I think those are the institutions trying to buy it cheap before we catch a rally to the upside. Trying to have a better price point, overall average price on their books. So furthermore, we're going to jump over to Walmart. Walmart, it's been bullish for a while now. We're in an uptrend for quite a while, since around April when everything came down. And honestly, I mean, if you look back 5 years ago, we just have up and up and up and up. Of course, it's Walmart. Before Amazon, there was Walmart. And Walmart's always been here, and it's probably going to always be here. And they're making big moves towards the future. They're making sure to not get left behind. So I like Walmart 100%. I like it, but we are at the top, and I don't like to buy at the top. I would love a pullback. Even if it runs a little more, I would still like a pullback to be a little comfortable with what I'm paying for. Although it's a good value company, I still want to get it at a premium discounted price. That's just the way I like to do things, like to invest, like to trade. So what I would be looking for since we're channeling in this uptrend, I would like to see us pull back towards the bottom of this trend. Now it can happen anywhere between here, where I have this buy zone, and even up here, up until the end of the year. So I have this zone here that's also key support for Walmart, which is the $102 zone. So anywhere between 100 to 104, I think it's a good buy. I would love to see it under 100, It doesn't have to stay under and keep going, but it might be able to crack through 100, and you might be able to get it anywhere between 98 and 100. That would be a great buy for Walmart. But at the moment, it's at a high. I wouldn't touch it. I'd wait for it to come back down. But we got deals with OpenAI. We got deals with crypto, the crypto market. So I love Walmart as well. One thing I want to add as a bonus is Meta. One stock I want to add as a bonus is Meta. I like the way Meta's positioning itself as well. Kind of looks like Amazon. We had a nice uptrend, and then we broke towards a downtrend. So I didn't like when that occurred, but this provides an opportunity for you guys to buy at a good discounted price. So we had a higher high, and then a higher low, and then we had a lower high, and now we have a lower low. This is a sign of a downtrend. Now it could be short-lived, right? Which I believe so. It's going to be. So instead of a downtrend completely, we're in a short downtrend, which would be considered a correction, a healthy correction at that. You don't want to just see it go straight up. You want it to pull back. Gives you opportunity to buy cheap, and also sets you up for a greater upside. So what I'm liking now is that even though we broke this uptrend, we're catching great support at this 700 zone. Now, I've been watching this stock for the last couple weeks, and we've seen this bust under 700, pull back up, try again, pull back up, and just it's holding that 700 support really, really great in a healthy form. So I'm loving Meta right now, but as a safe bet, I would like it to see it around the 75, above 70, 175, 735, above 735. I love it to start pushing to the upside. Take profit would probably be good around the 780, but to be honest, I like new highs on this company. They're betting big on the future. Zuckerberg is throwing money around. He's not scared to throw that money around to make sure that they're dominant in this AI space. They're trying to be dominant in this AI space. So I like the way he's playing his cards. He's being real aggressive in the AI space. The company itself already has great fundamentals. They have great products. They're a winning company, and I think they're here to stay for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised at $1,000 price on this stock here. But here in the short term, break of 735. I like it to push towards previous highs and even new highs in the 800s. Again, 800 being such a psychological number, I like to see that get tapped into here soon. So just another one, just a bonus one to keep on your watch list. I think Meta is going to have a strong run once it starts running. So with that, we have some good news. We have some good stuff going on. There's a lot going on right now in the world, in the markets. And, along with there's a ceasefire with Gaza and Israel that almost broke. The ceasefire almost ended today, but they maintained it, which is great news. The only thing that you do want to keep a lookout for, especially since we're so close to all-time highs, is the China trade deal with America. It's going to happen. It has to happen. The only other option is war, and that's not good for anybody in the long term, especially, I believe so, the Trump administration coming straight in to start a war. They've been stopping wars. I don't think they want a war with China. Just doesn't seem realistic to have one. Doesn't seem smart to have one. Both sides are really smart people who love making money, love stimulating the economy. So my best guess is that they're going to come up with a deal soon, especially now that America today met with the Prime Minister of Australia and they cut some rare earth deals. So it puts America in a healthy position, and it gives China less leverage, and basically they come to the table to cut the deal, cut the bullshit, cut the deal. But keep a lookout anyways, because what can happen is that we hit all-time highs, and that's a great situation to push to the downside if we don't have a deal here soon. And if we have a deal, all-time highs, and we're just gonna keep pushing up. Nonetheless, we're at a situation where we're so close to all-time highs, we might be hitting it soon. But you always want to be cautious at all-time highs. Again, you don't want to buy at the top, you want to buy at the bottom. but you don't want to get left behind as well. I think today was a good time to buy. We had good stocks pushing to the upside at the open. So if you had an opportunity to buy at the open, you could have cashed out today, or you could have held for the next couple of days and see what happens. Hopefully this helped you out. Invest wisely, but nonetheless, always invest.